Welcome to Monaco Yacht Show, day 2. I hope you've had as good a first day as we have here at Relevance Yachts. We did a press trip yesterday. We've had a kind of 50-year party. We have had a lot of articles, content, lots of activity. So business is good, and yachting is probably as strong as it has ever been, which is great for all of us in the industry. So I thought we'd talk about the rise of digital marketing. Welcome everyone, please sit down. This is kind of teacher's pet chair. I'll be standing here quite still. So we have some guests in cyberspace. So I'm waving to you out there. Oh, Laura, this has been moved. Welcome again. Hope you're having a great Monaco Yacht Show. Had a good day yesterday and having a good day today. It's Thursday today, so we've got 2 more days. And thank you so much for attending this seminar, which is all about the rise of digital marketing in the yachting industry. Let's go. So, has anyone ever seen a shop like this? In the old days, which weren't that old, 20 years ago, people used to buy holidays in these shops. It's quite interesting. You'd go in and you'd give them money and they'd sell you a holiday and give you your tickets. I suppose you're all too young to remember those days. And I was in Chamonix Mont Blanc, and I had a holiday company selling ski holidays. And Google was launched. One of our friends came out of design school, and he was making websites. And he said, "Hey, have you checked out this Google thing? It might be worth checking out. You can kind of write texts in the back of web pages, and you can appear on their search engine where people are starting to look for information." So I became very good at it, and I lived in my girlfriend's chalet basement, and I was researching a lot about Google, and we were first in Google for ski holidays in 1999, which was quite good because we sold a lot of holidays, and a lot of these guys were still selling holidays in shops, didn't realise what was going on the internet. Anyway, so I was there at the time. Why is the yachting industry quite late? You're probably feeling the digital revolution now, but, you know, I used to walk around yacht shows before COVID. I think COVID was the real changing point, and asked people if they were interested in social media, SEO, digital marketing. It was all pretty much Greek to them. They were very happy to have a long lunch with some nice wine with their clients and do the deal at the table. I'm not sure. I think yacht owners were quite old, 60, 70, 80. They were very happy to have a nice glossy magazine in the back of their boat rather than, let's say, be top of Google for that boat or have 100 views on Instagram or, you know, a nice press article on the web, or any of the other digital possibilities. At the end of this talk, we'll be going through the different channels for digital marketing, but now I'm just going to get you into it. So this is a nice timeline of digital and yachting, and I think I've got a pointer here. This is the Southampton International Boat Show in 1969. That was the first boat show over there. And then we had the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show next, just after I was born. And then the Monaco Yacht Show, first show was in 1990. And you can start seeing the large yachts. This is where Relevance was incorporated at the same year as Facebook. And then LinkedIn came along, Super Yacht Times was born. I was chatting to Marianne last night, and we kind of started very similar times. Oh, we're going this way, aren't we? Not that way, sorry, it's going that way. So, Instagram 2010, Azam, the largest yacht ever built, was a little bit after that. Sailing Yacht A, Novice Krug, and that was about just before COVID. And then we had COVID, we had TikTok explosion, and then we had Artifact built. So it kind of shows you that digital was quite young, and certainly the younger ones amongst you will probably be born in this kind of digital time. So what's at stake? Digital marketing is pretty important because you can measure everything, literally down to the finest detail. If you were in David's talk yesterday about CRM, you'll understand how you can actually connect sales to marketing. And if you can manage that, I don't know if any of you are in marketing, if you can conquer that, it's very powerful. You know, if you know the revenue you're making, which channel that's coming from, what can you do? You can turn it up, you can spend more, and then you can turn off the channels that are not really working for you. Harder to do kind of in print. We'll talk about print and digital. You can segment your audience through digital very, very clearly. I can target you very easily on Google, Facebook. You're at the Monaco Yacht Show, you are female, you are this old, you are in this position, you're in this industry, you flew into Nice Airport yesterday, you're flying out, tomorrow. I can target you you're interested in yachting, you follow Boat International, you don't like McDonald's, I can target you very, very easily, which is quite hard when you're going through other channels, offline channels. I think you can gain trust through digital, mobile madness. We'll see on the slide later. Everyone's got a mobile, like literally everyone in the world, and they've got smartphones. So we talk about that later. Digital's great because it kind of connects all the other channels together. Again, what's at stake? We've got offline, online, and you can kind of see 10,000 people will visit a yacht show, whereas 210,000 will be looking for one particular keyword around yachts for sale every year. 30,000 will be at the yacht show, but actually there's 224 different yachting groups, far outnumbering that number, all very interested in yachting and yachting content. 14,000, 15,000 people read Boat International, 750,000 people visit Boat International's website every month. So they're the kind of figures we're looking at. Let's go what I was saying about mobile. I don't know if you've got, how much time you spend on your mobile. Would you like to look? Do you know how to look? Maria, do you know how to look? Would you like to explain the guys how they can find out their screen time?
So if you have an iPhone, just go in your settings and you can see straight away it says screen time over here. And that will break it down per application and times a day and everything. You can see it there.
Okay, who's got an average of 3 hours on social? 4? 4? 5? 5, 6. Wow, 6. I'm not even going above 6. So can you imagine 6 hours you're spending on social media every day on average from the past week? So imagine, it's pretty, 6 hours. 6 hours is 6 hours. And it's terrible for you, but it's fantastic for me because I sell advertising for my clients to people like you. I don't know if you've read magazines. Do you spend 6 hours sitting there every day reading that? Do you watch TV?
The problem with magazines is that there is no content to read 6 hours.
It's limited.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The internet never ends. Okay, so that was just, sorry, I'm maybe standing in front of the slide. Yeah, the mobile consumer, very powerful. And on the internet, look, we pretty much spend our whole day, certainly working day on the internet, if not probably the weekend as well. Some people even turn it on at night, you know. So it's a good place to be. Let's go there. Should we go there? It's a bit of an elephant in the room. But digital and print, let's have a look. Does anyone spend money on print advertising? Yep. Yep, a little bit. Yep. Yep.
More content, so PR.
Yeah, PR. Oh, PR to, get the editorial. I'm not here to persecute or execute print. I love print, and I think it's there's a place for it. Absolutely. I'm just kind of saying how digital is growing in the yachting industry, and how important it is, and how we can harness it, and how you can find your clients and which ways. And there'll be lots of tips and tricks later on in the presentation on how to do that per channel. So I love digital because it does give you loads of data. And if you're into SEO or website traffic, go into your search console, make sure it's set up. Search console is great because you can actually categorize your website into pages and find out what people are searching for when they find that page. Obviously, it's great if you are top of Google or present or visible, but even if you're not, it'll actually show you the impressions of people searching. It's great if you want to kind of get an understanding of what people are searching for on the internet. Print, however, is pretty good in the way that it can grab people's attention and you can kind of win over their trust and business in that read. Reach, digital probably is arguably broader, but obviously, you know, depending on the keywords you use, the channels, the groups, the referrals, the publications, you know, you can refine it very nicely. Print does often touch a particular topic, so I suppose the beefy Boat International or magazine or the Super Yacht Times or Yacht Investors, you know if someone's buying that, they're going to be probably quite keen on your topic. Reach is dropping. I don't think I've got a graph here, but I'm a professor at the IUM, and we have a lovely graph to show the obviously digital shooting up. We do it by advertising spend. So advertising spend on digital is pretty impressive. TV is kind of falling, even through COVID, and magazines is slumping a little bit, unfortunately. Radio still seems quite strong, funny enough. People still love radio, which is a nice surprise, I think. Does anyone listen to radio? No? In the car? Well, the cars are really interesting because we spend quite a lot of time in cars, and you can get someone's attention pretty easily. So I do love podcasts, and we're doing a lot of that work for our clients, podcasts and radio. let's go here. The purchaser. Digital allows users to search for information they want, whereas in the print you can't really search a radio channel and you can't really search a magazine. You've got the index, of course, but I think that's quite powerful. I don't know if you have your own website or your own company website, but for some e-commerce brands, we found that people who were making an internal search, searching in the internal search of your website, the conversion rate was 3 times higher than people not searching. And that's kind of why you might have seen, was it Airbnb who did the first search box on the homepage? So people come in, boom, there's a search box, they search, and the conversion rate is much higher because they are looking for something. There is intent there. And that's the difference between keywords like luxury yacht and luxury yacht for sale. The sale gives a kind of intent to that search. Like buy chili sauce online right now is probably a better keyword than chili sauce, if you see what I mean. One of the tips might be later will be the long tail keywords are very powerful. Five word key phrases. So two, I think it's called a head term. Two, like a men's t-shirt, and then you've got a longer tail one, men's t-shirt size large, and then you've got an even longer tail, men's t-shirt size large to buy in Monaco, for example. So that's why we end up creating a lot of web pages, because you can't put all the keywords on one page. I digress. Sorry, I'm very good at digressing, so you have to shout out if I'm going off the beaten path. Digital's a bit more reasonable financially, and you can see 3.5 cents actually per person, whereas in print you're talking about 45 cents. The tracking is the joy. The real joy behind digital is the tracking. Unfortunately, with radio, TV, magazines, all of the old classics, they can give you an idea of kind of how many people bought it, but it's very limited, isn't it? And what I love about the online journey is the journey. You can find out where they've been, where they've come from, where they're going, have they returned, how long did they spend there, where did they go on the page, what did they press, did they download the form, and then eventually they became a lead. And you can trace that all the way back, so you can start twiddling the knobs of, ooh, this page could be better, or, this advert could be a little bit better. A, B, C, D, test, A, B test, A, B, C test, A, B, C, D test. Trust. I think print probably wins on trust. Don't you think? I think the internet is full of fake news and beasties, and cookies. So I do think a good magazine has a bit of trust. Ideally, it'll be all part of the marketing mix, and you can do everything if you had the budget. Obviously, the formats are great on digital. You can have all sorts of different formats, shapes, sizes, whereas print it's pretty standard. So that's where we are, digital and print. But digital and print can work together. So this is a lovely infographic that I think I created, or maybe Francis created, or someone created, and it just shows you the touch points on the journey to buying a yacht. Okay. So where does it all start? It starts on a friend's yacht, doesn't it? Let's face it. So you get on the back of a friend's yacht, and it's a very lovely experience, isn't it? So you get home, wow, what a day, best day of my life, and you search, how much does the yacht cost? And then you ask some friends, I'm quite interested, how much does this cost? How do you do it? What do you go about? And then you, so you're playing between offline and offline is the blue, and the online is the white, and then you end up going to brokers' websites. Then you come away, you get retargeted by adverts, you download a PDF or brochure, and then you go, you're on the train or in a car, or then you look on the mobile, then you see a print ad, then, and you keep going, and then you use Google My Business to find a local broker in your area, and then you, maybe read some reviews, look up the company name, maybe ask a friend, hear another advert, get followed by a YouTube video, check out some of these videos, then you get retargeted again, then you go on the website, fill in a form, and then, wow, that's when it really gets exciting. So you enter their CRM and they start sending you emails, don't they? And they get retargeting you, and it all gets a bit fun, and then you get invited to a yacht show, and then you turn up at the yacht show and you buy the yacht. So that's really how it goes from being invited on a friend's yacht all the way to buying a yacht through 26 touch points. It can be more, obviously. We worked with a sailing yacht company for many years, and what was incredible was we were marketing to people who would not buy a yacht for 20 years because they were waiting to sell their company, and they were, my age, 47. They were waiting, they were researching, they were looking, they were going to yacht shows, they were watching videos, following Instagram posts, channels, but they had to wait till they've sold their company before they had the money to buy the yacht, which was their ultimate dream. So literally, you have to keep marketing to these people for 20 years before they become a customer. And if you screw up, they're gone. Imagine on the 19th year, the 10th month, the 27th day, and you send out a really bad email or a terrible Instagram post or do a really bad interview, and they go, well, this company isn't so good after all. So you have to be consistent and keep up across all channels, offline and online. So what are the channels? This is what you've all been waiting for. So if you were with David yesterday, he would tell you about CRM. CRM is a wonderful system which allows you to turn cookies into faces. Put faces on your cookies. Yeah. So do you like cookies? Sure. Yeah. Chocolate chip? Yeah. So cookies are great because they have a number, and they allow you to understand what that number cookie is doing. Okay, and when it enters your CRM, and if they press a button and fill in the form and give you their name, that's when you can connect the name to all of the information from the cookie. That could be how many pages they read, what parts of the website they were looking at, which yacht they were looking at, which yachts they didn't look at, what time of day or night they were looking, from where, which websites they came from before they arrived at your website. Anything else? Gender? Yes, of course, because they've given the name. Probably 90% sure of gender. Anything else?
Sometimes you can see the other tabs. People use it before.
Well, you're a detective. The other tabs. So there you go. So CRM is great. We are at Relevance a HubSpot partner, and David did a talk yesterday about that. So if you're interested in turning cookies into faces, let us know. What's great is it can actually, once you have got the name and the face, you can actually go all the way back to, wow, they gave me 50,000 euros, and that came from an advert with the keyword Bonetti yacht for sale, for example. Or that came from an Instagram post of us, carrying the dog on the back, So that's really good. And then you can say, well done, social media team. Well done, SEO team. That website page is really good. It converted, etc. Do people buy yachts online? Do people buy yachts online? Not sure. Sitting on the fence. Do people...
I don't think they will do the transaction.
Not the transaction. I.e. put their credit card down.
Yeah.
Understandable. Would they charter yachts online?
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Good. Would they manage? Would they give their yacht up for management online?
Yeah.
Would they look for a yacht job online? Would they look at technical specs for a new construction online? Would people buy yachts online?
It would start that way, but in the end,
Start that way? Yes? Yes, they've made the decision. Oof, that's nice. Do people buy yachts online? No? Yes? 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 No? Sitting on the fence. Okay. Well, that's good. So I think, I think it's 50-50 here. Some think we can sell yachts online and some can't. And in the middle, I think, is probably the right way to think about it, is they're doing their research online, and then who cares if they've made up their decision online, the deal's already been done, arguably, if you treat them right at the stand. And there's a broker there to show you around the yacht, or the yacht is actually there. So I've got a story about charter, and I've always been trying to prove what we do works. It's hard with yachting, it really is. Does someone pay for a 500 million yacht online? Arguable, probably not. So clients came in, we built their website with a Yachtco integration. So Yachtco provides a feed of yachts which you can add to your website so you can have more yachts than you really do. And there's a friendly broker arrangement between brokers to say, right, I've got the client, you've got the boat, let's meet in the middle and share the commission. But obviously the Yachtco yachts that come into this website, and they were a quite smaller brokerage compared to some of the larger brokers, they came top of Google for this yacht name. So someone was looking for the yacht name, and this company had nothing to do with the yacht and didn't even probably know the yacht was in the feed because it was a, 40-metre yacht and above. Literally came up, a phone call came in to Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale, I'm interested in this yacht, I want to see it. They looked on the computer through their system. Where is the yacht? It's in Nice. They luckily had an office in Monaco, I think. And then the client says, I'm going to be flying there tomorrow. They flew there. It wasn't a charter. This was a sale. And they met the buyer in Nice. They went out to see the yacht, and the yacht was purchased pretty much the next day. So people do buy yachts online. I've seen it with my own eyes. And they certainly do research yachts online. Billions of them do, because we've got all the data. So that's good. This is my white slide, where we can make little shapes. Like my favourite one is the crocodile. So yes, people do buy yachts online. And they certainly do charter. 90% of luxury holidays are sourced from people searching on Google. Not on Instagram. On Google. So they probably get a bit of motivation on Instagram first. But they end up on Google because, why? Why do they end up on Google? Go on. Search. Because they can search for something. Exactly. Where would you like to go on holiday?
Maldives.
Maldives.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I agree. Apparently, there's no mobiles allowed in the Maldives. Someone's telling me at lunch. Even better. So get down your screen time. So how are you all feeling? You okay? That was a bit of an introduction. Now we're going to start the talk. Okay, storytelling. Does anyone know much about storytelling?
Instead of pouring facts on somebody, you make a story out.
Wow. Yeah. Facts are, to spin it round, 10 times more memorable if they are part of a story. And, you know, we're in a lovely industry where it's very easy to make a story out of anything. But to tell a story, what do we need? A hero. Absolutely. We need characters and definitely a hero. Archetypes, brand archetypes are very powerful. I've spoken at the Luxury Digital Forum in Amsterdam on storytelling. I love it. It's the psychology behind branding, and every company should have, or every brand, we won't go into the difference between a brand and a company today, it should have an archetype, which is a story character, okay? So you have the magician, the hero, the lover, the jester, the everyman, the caregiver, the ruler, the artist, or it can be called the creator, the innocent, the sage, the explorer, and the rebel. Are you a bit of a rebel? No? Okay, good. So I love this one, Land Rover. Land Rover is, of course, an explorer. And funny enough, when I came to France, I bought a Land Rover. And I put my bag in the back and I drove across the channel and for a new life. And I never went back. So it's a fitting story. And that's why I used the Land Rover. Plus, they've got some really cool commercials and advertising. And their character is very clear. It's the explorer. To experience a better, more authentic, more fulfilling life. The freedom to explore and discover. Discover a road less travelled. So these are core feelings that can make a story for Land Rover. And it can also work for your company too. What company are you from? Imperial? What do you think you are? You can actually be a blend of a couple of archetypes, actually. If I was Imperial, from what I know of you, I would say you're probably a ruler, and maybe a magician. And magician isn't like a magician, it's almost a transformative archetype where a little bit of magic can be added to any of the others, power, love. But, you know, you would have to sit with all your team, even your clients, have lots of brainstorms, get lots of feedback to start understanding who you really are, who you really, really are. Okay, if you would like to read a great article we've written on archetypes and how luxury brands can choose their archetype to beat any competitor, because you'll know exactly who you are, which is quite important for a story and a brand, you can find it here. I will be waiting on this slide for a little while. What's everyone doing tonight? Any parties, plans? Got anything going on? Dinner and beds? Back to the hotel? Yeah? Who knows? Ah, see how it goes. That exciting 5:30 p.m. at the show. See what happens and hopefully get invited to an incredible yacht or a brilliant party. Okay, so we do need to create a coherent story across all platforms. And obviously, I would say go to Relevance Yacht Instagram, but arguably Hermes is one of the most powerful Instagram I've seen for such a coherent, seamless brand experience. And unfortunately, they aren't our client, and we're not responsible for that. But it's definitely worth looking into and having a real feeling about it. But our Instagram is lovely as well. So thanks to all the team that have made it all possible. I think you need to be authentic. I think you need to be specific. I love specific, not generalists. I try and hire specialists rather than generalists. I think people like specialty. And we've got an interesting strategy for broker keywords. I mean, I think if someone's looking for a sailing yacht broker, they want not just a yacht broker. They want a sailing yacht broker. They want a a schooner broker, a performance yacht broker, a open water sailing yacht broker. I mean, just keep going, because you can always fit it into the text. You can even create a new page on your website. I think go specific and be authentic on social. Really, take a video of yourself walking around. Obviously, stick to your brand guidelines, but lighten up a bit. That's what stories are for. Stories, get it? Stories. They are stories. So, okay, you can be a little bit fake and make it all nice, but to get content for 10 stories a day is not that easy for many companies, even if you've got all the budget in the world. Create a narrative, not a lecture. So I'm hoping this is a little bit of a narrative rather than a lecture, and tap into their empathy, really. Love, hate, make them cry, make them laugh, make them wonder. I think that's a very powerful way to start your marketing. Okay, recount the history of the brand. Remember, heritage is very important to luxury. It's key. And link the brand DNA to the present. Once you know who you are and what story you're going to tell, I hope everyone's okay online. Sorry, I've been talking to the room, such a lovely group of people, but I haven't forgotten about you. Branding. How important is branding? I'd say it's pretty important. You can be great at SEO, you can create great content, you can be in all of the greatest publications, but the brand is going to carry you through at the end, and I think it's important to work on that from the start and revisit it, even yearly, I'd say. You understand the difference between these Sony headphones and obviously these Apple headphones. We're quite clear we didn't need to pay €1,500 for a phone. But we have to, and it's addictive. Anyone use Nivea cream here? Nivea cream? I mean, it's great, Nivea cream. I find it great. Yeah. But La Mer, that's another kind of cream, and you spend a lot more money on it, don't you? Quite a lot more money. Probably like, is it 2,000 times more? I wonder why. Because they did a study and the ingredients are 85% the same. Wow. Branding. So we've worked with some incredible brands over the years and helped them with their branding. And there's some really strong brands you probably know for shipyards in the industry. Websites, very key to get a good website. We love building websites. I think we've built maybe... 50 yachting websites. Everything from brokers, charter, crew, shipyards, suppliers, and imagine how much money you're going to spend getting people to that website, because it's on your business card, it's on the side of your stand, it might be on the side of your boat. It's going to be what people, talk about. It's through all your social media, all your links, the link from any publications, all over your social media, all over your ads. All the ads point generally to your website. So give it a little bit of time, please, and hopefully a bit of budget as well. You know, you can buy websites for 5,000, or you can buy websites for 200,000, and it's not, you know, it's not. The reason behind it is, you know, the quality and the user journey and the navigation and the SEO and the languages and the, you know, the tracking. So and the brand and the visual. SEO. This is my favourite. I'm an SEO. I'm not a designer. I'm not a social media. I'm not a writer. I'm not a PR. I'm an SEO, and 90%. So I'm a bit biased. So take me with a little pinch of salt, please, because I do love SEO. 90% of all searches on desktop were done via Google this year. 75% of search engine users ignore the ads at the top. Okay, and 300% more traffic comes from SEO than social media. And I know you probably spend a fortune on content and Instagram, probably a lot more time and attention than you do for your SEO, but the results are in the SEO. Even if the social, you know, leads to the SEO. Remember also, when people look up your brand name, have a look when you know, when you've got time, look up your own brand or other people's brand on Google and see what comes up. So obviously we always put yachts for sale or yacht charter or yacht management or crew, but have a look at your own name and make sure it's squeaky clean and beautiful, and people can find exactly what they're looking for when they put your name and variations of your name into Google. Unfortunately for us, when you put relevance into Google, and we changed our name from Relevance Web Marketing to Relevance Digital, and there's another company in Greece who do PPC advertising called Relevance Digital, and they were quite annoyed that we changed, even though we were Relevance first. They were quite annoyed we changed from Relevance to Relevance Digital when everything became digital, and so we have a war going on between relevance.digital, which is us, and relevancedigital.com, which is them. It's a bit annoying for them and for us, so just make sure these considerations are taken into account when you're setting up a brand, a new company, or even your existing if you changed names. 55% of all clicks go to the first 3 organic search listings. So if you're top of Google, that's quite good. Really, really useful. Probably very important. You might have seen search has changed, and the Google real estate, as I call it, has changed quite a bit since COVID, last couple of years. You see Google have brought in a lot of featured snippets, and they're called search engine features, search engine result features. And they could be question and answers, they could be FAQs, they could be, you know, Google selling flights, hotels, recipes, they could be books, maps. So Google's become, that first page of Google, you've got the ads, you've got the organic, but you know, it's SEO is becoming harder and harder because there's so many of these features in the way. But how do you get to the top of Google? That is the $1 million question. Let me tell you, it's actually not that difficult. It's great optimized content and PR links. Okay, so that is really quite easy to understand. It gets more complex. There are 200 algorithm factors, but these are the big ones. So if you get a link from the Times or the FT or Boat International to your website about your content, and your content's great, chances are Google are going to put it very prominently on Google. Okay, so SEO is responsible, as I said, for this is about sales now. Sales from our data, 70% of sales come from SEO. But it will depend if you've got any SEO or you just have to rely on ads. Then you've got advertising, social, referral. Social doesn't really lead, don't shoot me, but doesn't really lead to huge lead generation. In my view, for the yachting industry, I'm sure it helps massively for e-commerce products. But that is the kind of yachting state of play from how I understand it. Okay, I've got some nice SEO tips if you're interested. Please don't go to sleep, but I split it into technical, content, on page and off page. So technical, have a clean bill of health. And someone asked me that the other day to explain that a little bit more. That really is a scan of your website and all the features that potentially could be optimized that you wouldn't normally see. Hire a technical SEO or a developer with technical SEO knowledge and be their best friend in the whole wide world, and buy them lots of coffee, because if they don't do what you want them to do or what the SEO wants them to do, nothing will get done and there'll be a lot of effort for no reason. Then fix broken links. So many links, you wouldn't believe how many pages get and links to those pages get taken down and they just leave links hanging in the air. That could be from other publications, other websites, or internal links in your own website. For example, a PDF of a yacht that you don't have anymore, or a yacht you don't have anymore, and you delete the page, and then there's links from all the other pages to that page saying, look at this yacht, and it doesn't exist anymore. They just get a big 404. Make your 404 page really nice with lots of links back to reality. That's quite a good tip as well. A lot of it's just 404 and then you're lost. Audit the site's UX using focus groups. I thought that was interesting. Imagine if I brought up my website here or gave you all laptops and said, hey, can you tell me about my website? How valuable would that be? And I could probably pay you €100 each and you'd do it for me in an hour. And I'd pay, what, €1,500 for 30 incredible people, and you are, opinion on my website. Otherwise, you have no idea, apart from data, of course. Remember, mobile first is vital. Everyone looks at the big screen. Just look at the mobile, because that is what, I think, I don't know about your websites, but about 70% of people will be looking at the mobile rather than the desktop. Core Web Vitals, a little bit technical, but bottom line, it's about making your website fast, hard when you want to make it look so good, interactivity and stability. I think space on your server is important. Often we buy just enough space for our website, so we're kind of like on the edge the whole time, and Google doesn't really like that. And make it fast and make it stable. Google likes stability, because remember, they're selling their information for billions. They don't want you changing things around too much. And remember, images and video. Some people put a huge, great video on their website, think they're so great, but it takes 10 seconds to load and people don't even get there and leave straight away. And then we've got on page, which is a bit more fun. So on page, get the basics right. Your metadata, which is basic SEO, meta title, meta description, is fundamental to the Google algorithm. Okay, it's what everyone sees and clicks on in the search results. Okay, and it makes them decide to click on you or the competitor. So let's say you've got Burgess at number 1 and Fraser at number 2 for Tatouche, for example. Which one are they going to click on? They both say tattoo shop for sale. The other one says tattoo shop for sale, and one says Fraser, one says, but you can play around with that those words very easily, probably through your own CMS, and jazz it up. I'm not saying Tattoosh Yacht for sale, come and visit and we'll give you a bottle of champagne, which everyone would click on. But, talk about specifications, talk about price, talk about, the information that your client is actually looking for. Imagine you're in their shoes and stop thinking like digital marketing people. Think about the actual owner who hasn't got time because the kids are running in from school. He's got to fly over there next week. He's got to go on holiday. She's got to do this. She's got to do that. They need very fast reactions. Keyword research by persona. Who is this person? Are they Prince Charles, King Charles, sorry? Are they the prince? Are they, a superstar? Are they a basketball player? Are they, head of a company? Is this, person? Or are they a captain of the yacht that, might have ropey internet on board? Try and get into their heads and see what they might be searching for, and then look at the competition and find out what they're talking about, and kind of find a way in for your SEO. Use the internal search, as I said before, very good. Cluster all of your content into topics, and that will make them more powerful, and target the intent, as we said earlier. Yacht for sale, not just yacht. Okay? Answer the questions your visitors might be asking. Really important. People are coming to the internet for information. Give it to them. Internally link all your pages so you get a nice smooth journey from awareness all the way through to consideration and down to conversion. Okay, get your schema markup right. That's all about the features, a bit technical, but very important these days. And keep up to date with what Google's doing. If they take out a patent for something, they're up to something that will affect the way they display the information. Google My Business, make sure it's complete. Bottom line, that's like your office address. And track and monitor all your efforts using a sitemap. Bit more technical, you can use Python to query large databases of queries to kind of work out really what your customers are looking for. And off page, EAT. This is very Google, expertise, authority and trust. That's what you want in your website. Monitor the quality of the backlinks that are pointing to any bad spammy links. Tell Google about it through the disavow tool and make sure they're not considering it. Topic and relevance are important. Think about the user, not the search engine. So really you are looking for links that might lead to traffic. And if you're getting traffic through your referral websites, Google's watching and they will reward you on the search engines. No follow argument. Anyone know much about that? I never believed Google didn't follow links, even if they were no follow. Would you follow a no follow link if you could? Anyway, big SEO argument over the years. Repurpose good content. No, if your Monaco Yacht Show page is really, really good, please make a video about it. Do a podcast. Refresh it every year rather than creating new pages. I love this. Relevance is applying wisdom and experience to your data. And you guys look very experienced in the yachting industry. So use your experience about your customers to affect the data that you're getting from Search Console, from your Google ads, from Instagram Insights, Facebook Insights, etc. That's SEO out of the way. How are we doing for time?
5:30.
Wow, we're good. Okay, digital advertising, great. Do you do SEO or do you just go in for PPC? What's great about PPC? You could be top of Google today. You don't have to wait 12 months to kind of work. I think you have to do both. If you're a new company, I'd suggest PPC while you're working on your SEO, because the SEO is natural, it converts higher, and it's free basically afterwards, whereas PPC is increasing all the time and costs an arm and leg. These are our target markets for ultra high net worth. We're an ultra high net worth agency as well, relevance.digital. It's a bit different from relevanceyacht.com. Relevance Yacht is specialists in yacht marketing, whereas relevance.digital is all about selling very expensive stuff to very rich people. Okay, so these are the ones we consider very important. Oh, look, I've got a nice pointer. You got the wealth managers, the politicians, startup entrepreneurs, family business people, business owners, legal professionals, sports stars, family decision makers, independently wealthy, and celebrities. If you need a copy of this, I can give it to you, no problem. What's great about advertising, which we talked about at the beginning, is you can target people. These very wealthy people, you can target them by geographic location, by PIN, literally I could target this building, or by road address, postcode, city. What do you think the cities with the most wealthy people in the world might be? You got one? Just go for one.
New York.
New York.
I would say,
I'll come back to you.
Almaty.
Where?
Almaty.
Almaty. Oh, your city, Almaty. Oh, wow. We don't target that city. Is it? Very wealthy city.
Yeah.
Kazakhstan, by the way. Yes.
Dubai.
Dubai.
Singapore.
Singapore.
London.
London. Very good. Centre of the universe.
Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
Los Angeles.
LA. Monaco. LA. Monaco. Monaco. Very good. Excellent. Well, if you need a job, you know where to come. So that's geographic. Devices used, obviously. Have you got the latest iPhone? Probably the richest people in the world have the latest iPhone. Frequency of travel, publications they read, sports. Do you know what publications ultra high net worths read? Any ideas? FT. How to spend it. Nice.
The Economist.
The Economist. Huh?
HBR.
Ah, yeah, Harvard Business Review. Very good. Technical. Yeah?
Sole 24 ore.
Huh?
Il Sole 24 ore is Italian. No?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rich people aren't just English. So, go get your website into other languages, absolutely, and use advertising. Sports they follow. What kind of sports do you think the ultra high net worth follow? Golf? Polo? Formula One? Tennis? Very good. Excellent. Events attended? Yacht show? Monaco? Fashion Week? Very good. You guys are loving this. What brands do they like? Hermes. Yes. Great. So we can target all of these through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Ads, and even SEO. This is the retargeting. So someone's come through, they're a potential customer, they visit your site, but they leave without checking out, or what they mean by that is filling out a form. So it's remaining a cookie. And then later they surf the web, and your ads recapture that interest and brings them back. And there's very easy to segment this, and that becomes your potential customers turn into happy customers. Social media, I'm going to go quickly through this, but I wanted to make sure you know about user-generated content on social media. Please give your clients their voice of your product, good and bad, hopefully all good. And I don't know if you know this yacht Ariance. They were very clever. I think the owner actually brought in a captain who was an influencer, and then his role was to bring other crew who were all influencers. So he had a great big boat full of influencers running it, taking content, and that's a really incredible offline way to bring user-generated content into your strategy. I think you have to remember who is reading your Instagram feed, who's reading your Facebook, who's on Twitter, who's on YouTube. If you don't know who they are, you are totally wasting your time. Sell the lifestyle of the brand. Sell the lifestyle. I mean, that's what we're all here for, right? Encourage consumers to interact with your brand. There's lots of different blog posts we've written about how to increase engagement. It's not just about increasing followers. I know, how many followers have you got? But really, the engagement is so powerful. There it is again, UGC. Stories, carousels, polls, reels, IGTV, live. Have fun with social media. It's not just about a post. And remember your hashtags. Nothing's changed there. Harness the growing power of social media video. I love a good 7-second video. So powerful. Okay. You can use it for TikTok. You can use it for Instagram Reels, and you can send it to your mum, on WhatsApp. Be consistent, though. Have a plan, and make sure you post when your audience is active. We're about to post a load of great content we did last night at Koya at 2 a.m, and someone said, "Really? No one's going to look at this content. Let's do it in the morning." And I was like, "Really? It's the moment. Why don't we do it? This party, great." And they were right, because there was no one really around to look at this content in the morning, which is probably God knows what in America. So yeah, work out when to post. I think the classic times are 10 a.m. Tuesday, 4 p.m. Thursday, or is that for emails? But yeah, look it up. What makes great content? Really, authenticity and telling a story, being original. You've seen social media, you've seen how much content there is. There's so much. You have to make yours unique, and it's difficult. It really is. How are you going to make a different angle on your story? Why should this person even bother in their busy lives, because a lot of your clients are probably quite busy, really sit up and follow you and engage with you? It has to be very special and very relevant. The content team, you're probably making lots and lots of content. Content can come, in a cover for a Spotify album, a YouTube video, a TikTok, a reel, a long form white paper, a web page, a podcast. Try and get some original research. People sit up and pay attention to that. If you've got your own research, even jumbling up or making sense of someone else's research, people are going to sit up and look at that. Get some insight from your experts. You're the best people in your company. Say, look, stop. I need you for 20 minutes to just give me, your thoughts on this subject, a trending subject. Remember, trending is very important. And if you're coming tomorrow, we've got Kiri and Romina talking about social media, particularly. I think there's still space on that workshop. So they'll be talking about getting more followers, getting more engagement. So I won't go into it too much. Guides are always great as well. So that's quite fun. How to get links, PR, we're nearly finished, so don't worry. The good thing about traditional PR is great brand awareness. You only write one PR and you get hopefully lots and lots of cuttings and coverage, and you can quote the publication. Whereas the cons is you might not get a link back to your website, which is key for SEO, and no history once it's consumed. So that's PR, pros and cons. It can be really great, but sometimes it doesn't get picked up, and when it doesn't get picked up, you got nothing really to show for it. Digital PR, you do kind of can force it through because you're kind of paying the publication. So you will get that link to your website, which is, again, very important for SEO. I mean, it's good to do PR and digital PR, which we do here. We've got a great team, and we did a lovely press trip with 15 journalists yesterday. So that was hugely successful. A press trip is always a very good way of getting press to actually write about you, because they kind of feel like indebted to you. You've put them up, taken them to a boat, bought lunch for them. You know, we took them to a party last night, and so you kind of hope they will. You can't force them, but they might write for you. To finish up, what is the future of digital from my point of view? Now, what are we doing? It's all about the 7-second video. Lots of thought, you know, leadership through video, authentic video. Doesn't have to be huge production, €20,000 kind of stuff. It's little mini that anyone can do, as long as you've got the right equipment, maybe a nice stand, a light, pick a good place to do it. Programmatic advertising for ultra high net worth is great, because you can actually get into the FT, onto Reuters, into Bloomberg, into the Sunday Times, into all of the non-English publications, La Stampa, Le Figaro. You can get, they all allow you to advertise there. So it's a great way. As I said as well, specific long-term SEO key phrases to get people to your website. It's all good, and try and get position 0 on the SERPs, and that's being listed in a kind of a feature by Google. Where's it going? Wow, 5 years time, voice activated search. You've probably got your Siri, you've started to use her, you don't read her or he or they. You are starting to use her, but really it's where's this shop, or where can I go? I think it's going to get much more developed, and augmented reality has become very powerful during COVID, and even, the virtual tours. Everyone laughed at virtual tours before COVID. Now, virtual tours, you can sell a boat on a virtual tour, or certainly a charter. So someone in Singapore, can watch or make a decision between 2 boats using a virtual tour. Very powerful. Okay, everything's getting more clever. Facebook's getting more clever. Advertisers get more clever. Google's getting more clever. Even the Google ads are almost becoming automated, which is, quite scary for us. Long term, artificial intelligence, smart cities, advertising, automation, life cycle marketing, and blockchain. 10 years' time, the world will be a very different place. But the yachting industry is now firmly on the ground, or in the water, as they would say, and they are incorporating digital as any other industry is. We are Relevance Yacht. We've been 25 years experience in our agency on marketing yachting in the digital space. So please get in touch if you are looking for any kind of service. And I'm Rumble, and it's been a pleasure to speak to you today. So if you've got any questions, I'm available. Thank you very much. If you don't have questions, that also works, and I hope I covered everything. Yeah, of course you can. Absolutely.
Sorry, I wanted to know, you haven't spoken so much about influencers in the yachting area.
Yes.
There are really a big potential, or not at all?
That's a great question. Very good. There are micro and macro influencers, as you know, and we talk about user-generated content. Imagine if you're, selling a boat and the owner himself or herself is on board talking about how great this yacht is, and you can use that content. So that's user-generated content, and imagine if that owner puts out on his or her Instagram feed or LinkedIn, even if he's only got or she's only got 100 followers. How powerful is that? All his or her friends are probably, you know, in the same maybe wealth bracket. It's much more powerful than, you know, super yacht, let's call it XYZ, who's got 100,000 followers of people who love looking at pictures of yachts. You know, so the micro could be much more powerful than the macro. And I think, depending on your budget, you could do both, because I think the macro, someone with 5 million followers, is obviously much more powerful for brand awareness. But whether you're going to sell that yacht in that space is arguable. I think there are sales of charters definitely coming through Instagram now. So it is a good bet. Just find the right person, and if you can understand who's following them. Thanks very much. Excellent. Have a good rest of the day. If you can understand who is following that person, really understand, not just the engagement rate, not just how many followers, really who are they? Can they do what you want them to do? Then it's probably worthwhile. And try and get some tracking in there. Again, you can't really give a coupon code for a yacht, but I know, I think it's definitely worthwhile. Plus it can help, you know, if you need more followers, those large influencers are great at that. But I would go micro influencers every day.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Yes, as I said before, Kiri will be talking about social media tomorrow with Romina. Do you want to say a little bit about that, what you're going to be talking about?
Sure. So tomorrow, Romina and I, my colleague, will give. Stand up. We'll be talking a kind of an hour-long presentation as Pam gave today. We'll be talking especially about Instagram and TikTok, which are now the biggest platforms in social media. And as I'm also a videographer and video editor, we will talk a lot, not a lot, we will talk about this TikTok and 6-second videos, as Rumble mentioned today. How to really get your account growing and booming. So that will be very interesting.
Great, thanks Kiri, and thanks very much to everyone, and see you soon.